Welcome to Beyond the Physical, a podcast that uncovers the secrets to tapping into the world beyond form to thrive in life and business. I'm your host, Sitara Faye, a world-renowned psychic medium, quantum business coach, and your guide on this journey beyond the physical. Each episode will dive into spiritual insights, intuitive wisdom, and practical strategies to help you discover your personal greatness. Please feel free to find me on Instagram and YouTube at sitara.speaks for daily connection. Thank you for joining us, and let's get started. Before we proceed with today's episode, please note that this was originally recorded as an Instagram Live, and you'll notice some instances where I encourage some interaction. If you find yourself wanting to do so or to catch us live, please feel free to dial in by commenting on any of my posts on Instagram, and I'll be happy to send you a DM. Welcome to our final Mercury retrograde of the year. We're going to end this year with a banger. But remember, the year of the dragon doesn't end until February. So still going to have some spiciness, I'm sure, as we close this whole season out. But I wanted to tune in here with you today. I woke up and I just got that ping. So here we are. I am really thrilled to just have this opportunity to connect. So we're going to do some card readings. I'm going to do some live readings. Haven't done that for a while. And so we're just going to move some energy. Mercury retrograde, I'm just going to chat about it for a bit as people are hopping on. Mercury retrograde is a really interesting opportunity for us to go over. It's kind of like a slingshot. You want to think about it as like you're going over what has taken place even just in the last few months. Not a good time to be reaching out to exes. Not a good time to be starting new things, signing contracts, buying houses, like making big decisions that is initiating and starting something, unless you want it to be moving, unless you want it to be kind of on this movable soil. If you want to initiate and start something that's going to be grounded and be stable and really connected, we're going to want to wait until after December 15th. So now is your time to like really allow what needs to come through. Mercury retrograde is notorious for, it's just spicy. It's bringing up old stuff that, let's say, we bypassed before, or that we didn't really acknowledge, or that we didn't give ourselves time to slow down and really integrate. Mercury retrograde is the time where we can kind of go, okay, are you sure you covered that one? Are you sure you integrated that one? Did you get everything out of it that you needed to get out of it? Or did you maybe bypass? Did you maybe skip? So that's really what retrograde is about. I personally really love retrogrades. Mercury retrograde kind of has a bad rap. Sometimes people freak out about it. I really like to use it as exactly a slingshot, as I mentioned. I like to have, to set very clear intentions in place as to what energy in my life am I clearing out? What am I noticing is going on in my world that is actually slowing down my momentum? And so it really is an opportunity to accelerate if we know how to use that energy properly. And so that's why I wanted to tune in with you all this morning. Mercury just went retrograde. So I wanted to tune in with you this morning, like my Palo Santo incense from Peru. Really been feeling the fire element a lot lately. So bringing that into our little space. So we're just doing a little mini impromptu ceremony here for those of you that are just joining. We also have our light language expander is starting. So the light language masterclass was a 3-day super potent masterclass that I led in Peru after being on a 10-day sacred site tour. So it is a very potent class. If you guys are interested in getting access to the live 3-day, well, it's recorded, but the recordings of the live class, you can go ahead and type light in the comments here. that is the only way that you can actually join us for the expander. It is a prerequisite. You have to have access to the light language masterclass in order to join us for the expander. And the expander is a 4-week class that I'm leading starting this Wednesday. So that's why we want to hop into it now. It's just going to be a really, really powerful way for us to close out this year, accelerate your psychic abilities, really understand the light language. We had a ton of people in the light language masterclass be activated in their own codes. So that is the intention. Although it really depends on where the individual is at in their own journey to be able to activate it. I've activated about 30 to 40 people that I now know of in light language. So that's your invitation. All right, let's go ahead and open up our reading space. I've got some cards here. We can do a 3-card. I'll do a collective card reading. And then for those of you that are here and want to be read, I'll give you the prompt. So make sure that you're paying attention. And we'll have an opportunity for you to say me, and then I'm just going to intuitively choose whoever's name really stands out, and know that the readings that we do, even for individuals in this space, are specifically intended to support all of us. So with that being said, let's go ahead and close our eyes. Take a deep breath. Just find your center. Find that space of that grounded ease. Connecting your root chakra from the base of your spine all the way down to the center of Gaia. Just simply allowing yourself to be held. I know we're doing this here as an impromptu live, but you can get as much out of this connection that we're having here today as you'd like. So setting your intention for the next 3 weeks, Mercury retrograde, 3 weeks. We have a pre-shadow phase that just happened the last 2 weeks. Retrograde is 3 weeks, and then we have another post-shadow phase after that. So setting your intention for the next 3 weeks. Be very intentional with this retrograde. If you haven't been intentional with the retrograde before, see what happens. See what happens when you are aware of what Mercury retrograde can do to actually be a benefit in your life. And that's what we're going to be focusing on here today. So as we call in divine truth and love into this sacred space, we invoke the highest possible healing for each and every viewer, replayer, and myself. We ask for the courage and compassion to speak and to hear from the purest form of self-love and forgiveness to all involved. All right, my sweet loves, let's go ahead and pull a card for all of us here. And while I'm doing this, go ahead and let me know where you are tuning in from. Let's see how widespread our grid is today. Feeling our community here as we are sharing the space in the quantum field as well. Beautiful. And we have clean it up in the reverse, in the protection. So with this card, this is one of my favorite cards, right? It's allowing yourself to really get super crystal clear, allowing yourself to be really, really honest with yourself about what's going on in your own inner world, and allowing yourself to get really, really clear and set on your footing of how you want to move forward in your world and in your life. I think we can all agree that this year, 2024, has been really power-packed. It's been quite intense. There's been a lot of exceptional growth. There's been a lot of, global intensity that we've all been moving through together. And so as we really get clear on our integrity, who we are internally for ourselves, and how we can see that internal harmony coming to the surface. And what is it that we need to do to be able to allow ourselves that clean slate? And as you give yourself that opportunity, remember that self-honesty and integration. Let's talk about integration for a moment, because integration of your light attributes and your shadow attributes is ultimately ascension. That's what it is. It's embodiment and it is ascension. So it's giving yourself this opportunity to look at some of these traits that you have embodied, maybe learned from family, learned from childhood, just certain behavior, or maybe even past relationships, past traumas, whatever it is. But it's these protective mechanisms that are subconsciously stored wounds. And so those subconsciously stored wounds actually dictate a lot of our behavior and dictate a lot of how we actually interact with each other and with people in this world. And so as we give ourselves the opportunity to start moving forward through these things, it takes a very deep sense and connection to self. The self as the I am presence within, the infinite self, and a willingness to self-reflect in a way that is free of self-judgment and free of what you may perceive to be parts of yourself that are unlovable. And so the integration piece, as we move forward and as we are growing and as we are evolving, integrating those aspects of ourself with that true, deep, unconditional, and compassionate self-love, as we know is karuna compassion. It means there's no separation between you and you. And so that no separation between you and you is bringing the beauty of that wisdom to the forefront. That is your embodiment. That is the strength in the confidence, in the how you are showing up in the world. That is what is felt. And so Mercury retrograde is a really, really beautiful opportunity for us to use that energy for our own ascension. And so that's the piece that I want to encourage you to acknowledge, because your own ascension, and what I mean by ascension is we're literally taking a lower vibrational frequency, right? A subconscious wounding. We're being with it, we're facing it, we're acknowledging it, we're loving ourselves through it, and we're bringing it to a higher vibration. We're integrating it with love, that true, deep self-love. And that is ultimately what ascension is. It's that you're bringing the entirety of your wholeness into a much higher resonance. So as we rise, those shadow woundings are going to start coming up anyway. That's what Mercury retrograde does. Mercury retrograde is like this flashlight, this cosmic flashlight that comes in and says, hey, you missed this spot. Hey, you missed a spot. Hey, you missed a spot. Or maybe it's a cosmic broom, right? Hey, you missed a spot. Come over here and take a look at this. Come over here and acknowledge this. Give yourself the opportunity to see what is pure in your own light of life so that you can really find that deeper place within yourself, right? Ascension is not some like airy-fairy concept that we can't grasp. Ascension is within. It is within the body. It's within your emotional grid. It's within your intellectual intelligence. And it has everything to do with the consciousness of your heart. The consciousness of your heart accelerates when you truly learn to forgive. And the hardest person oftentimes that we have to forgive is ourselves. So I want to give you a permission slip for this Mercury retrograde to be as generous with your self-forgiveness as possible. Let yourself really lean into what it means to forgive yourself. And maybe it's something in the last 3 months, and maybe it's something in the last 3 years. Maybe it's something in the last 5 years. Maybe it's something from when you were 5 years old. But give yourself permission to really lean into the depth of what self-forgiveness means. This is going to alchemize so much shame. Shame, blame, and guilt, they're homies. Shame, blame, and guilt, they're homies. They work together and they will screw a lot of things up for you, right? So the unwillingness to forgive is a choice to hold on to shame and hold on to blame and hold on to guilt and hold on to punishment. They're very, very thick frequencies. Why do you think the Catholic Church uses them to control people? You know what I mean? When we start forgiving ourselves and we start giving ourselves the absolute full permission to really lean into our own ascension, our own embodiment, it is alchemizing those wounds. And when we alchemize those wounds, we are able to show up as our best self. We know that we don't show up as our best self when we're acting out of a wounded place. We know this. And sometimes it's difficult to control. So again, that spaciousness within you is what we want to focus on. And let's focus on that specifically in our readings here. So, and again, for those of you who are just joining, if you'd like to get access to the Light Language Masterclass that was recorded in Peru, go ahead and type light in the comments here. We're doing a 4-week expander that starts this Wednesday. So if you want to join, this is kind of like that final window to join in to be able to participate with us live. And the recordings are extremely powerful, but as we know, when we're here live doing things in the quantum field, it accelerates everything. All right, so let's take a couple nice big deep breaths. And then for those of you that feel called to be read, I'll go ahead and do 2 individual readings, and then we'll pull some cards for the collective as we set the intentions for this Mercury retrograde. Ya siatria ionio haayawapu ak ya siatriawa. Yo siatria iania iwa haakotruunwa moya haakapu unuku satriawa. Yo siatri iania aya haakapu atruanayawa. Yo siatria iania hiikia siatri. Iakia siatria wa haokuanuapu uku satri. Iakia ionio uapuakai. Ia siatri ia haakapu unuku satri iakia. And again, connecting root chakra to the center of Gaia and allowing all that is being released and wiggled out, even just through this conversation. Allow that to simply flow down through your field. Again, connecting to center of Gaia. Siatria yokyo niwa okupu sitri kiania siotruaya. Beautiful. And then for those of you that are interested in a reading, go ahead and just type me in the comments. And I will go ahead and, like I said, a name just stands out to me. Beautiful. Siotrua yokyonyo ukua setria kyo siotru kuanakai. Beautiful. Go ahead and go with Alda here. Beautiful. So Alda, go ahead and let me know where you are tuning in from. And I'm just going to go ahead and connect to your frequency here. I'm just going to do a body scan and see what it is that comes up. And so for the rest of you that are also saying me and everyone else who's here on the call, just know that as we have the energy of the intention set, I'm going to be reading Alda ultimately kind of as like a pinpoint, but take it as it resonates and recognize that this reading is also for you. All right, so Alda, as I tune into your energy, it's like I see that you have a lot of vibrant, like pink energy that is, I see it's almost like the way that you want to feel and the way that you are able to feel a lot of the times. I am seeing some family energy, male energy coming off the front of the left side heart. And then there's like a really intense heaviness that I'm seeing from the ancestral line that is, it's almost like a bungee cord, but I see that it's just holding you back. It's like your natural essence is much lighter than the ancestry that you are carrying. I do see that you are a cycle breaker. I do see that in this right now, we're going to have an opportunity to clear a lot of this. And ultimately also for you, if you haven't already started to focus on clearing and cleansing the ancestral line and being in communion with mother's line, the womb line. The womb line is an extremely powerful resource. Now, that was my other intention for this Mercury retrograde, is that I want to remind all of you that you have an extraordinary amount of power within you. And the extraordinary amount of power within you that you have, we want to activate so that you can start using it. There's no reason to have this power and not be able to use it. Now, the reason that a lot of people hold on to their power and they don't fully embody it and actually utilize it is because we have pain from past life experiences or even this life where we have abused our power. And so the fear of the trust of our own power has a lot to do with being afraid that we would hurt or cause harm through the embodiment of our power. Well, true power is actually the empowerment of those around us. So we want to acknowledge that piece within us that is vibrant, that is light, that is our divinity, that is our divine genome, that is our monad, right? That spark inside of your soul that is the exact currency, the exact frequency of source consciousness. We all have this within us. We all have a direct channel to our own creator, however you see that energy. We all have a direct channel to that connection within. It's almost like our homing device. It's our walkie-talkie to source, right? We've got it activated. The key here is that our soul agrees to amnesia. Our soul agrees to completely forget that this even exists within us. So our intention here and now, and I'm going to share some codes, specifically Alda, with you to help clear the ancestral line. For those of you that did the entity clearing masterclass with me in September, we did a massive ancestral, I don't want to say ancestral clearing. We did a huge ancestral healing. We helped heal our ancestors, because oftentimes what happens is that we end up carrying their pain in our body because we carry their unresolved trauma. We carry their unintegrated pain. We carry their unintegrated wounding. And so we want to really take our own power back from that and recognize that a huge piece of us actually ascending and acknowledging our power is learning how to do this. So, so it's also a gift for us to be able to learn how to do this. So let's go ahead and take a moment to just envision that your ancestors are around you. And again, in the Entity Clearing Masterclass, we go into this in much, much, much greater detail. We're just going to take a moment to peel off a few layers here. For those of you that are really, really ready to clear some of these ancestral patterns, it's going to happen very quickly and very easily, okay? So just go ahead and envision that your ancestors are around you, either in a circle around you or you're standing in a circle with them. And you can also ask for their support. You know, ask for them to acknowledge that there is pain within your body that you are carrying from them. And you can also ask them to heal it and give that wounding or give that experience back to its point of origin so that we no longer have to carry it. This is how we are going to harmonize as the rainbow people. This is how we are going to harmonize as people from all different walks of life, as all different skin colors, of all different backgrounds, of all different, experiences in history. And those of us that come from the lineage that participated in the oppression of different races, different cultures, different whatever it is, there's a lot of self-forgiveness as well that is important for us to acknowledge. Siatria iawa hu'unukua setri iakia siatrai ianyo ua ha'akapu setri iakia nia ha'ewapuakai. Yo siatri ionyo kuapu ukutrea wa moya ha'atri I siatri iawa ha'akopua siatri yo siatriawa nia wa ha'akapu sutru sutru sutru. Take a couple nice really big deep breaths and just see yourself getting lighter. Whatever layers that you need to peel away, whatever layers you can peel away. And remember that if we are using this lifetime to clear our own soul's lineage as well as our ancestral lineage, you may feel that you have been clearing and clearing and clearing and clearing and clearing. And I will tell you, I have been in a constant state of growth since I was about 21, 22 years old when I stepped onto this path. It doesn't ever necessarily go away. So to just allow yourself to continue to embody the clearing, because what happens as you ascend and what happens as you get better at traversing this clearing, healing, ascension journey is it just happens more quickly. And then you recognize the benefits of it because your life changes for the better after you do these clearings. So just continue to acknowledge if there's more to clear, there's just simply more to clear. All right. Ya siatriawa ho'onuapua satria ya kia siatriawa yokwanaya he'etriawa su'unyua ya siatriawa ha'aniowa puakaya siatri iowa suotron wa ha'akapu nukua sutrai niawa ha'akatri ya siatriawa ho'onua puakua satri ya siatriawa niowa ho'okwania hiokiowa. Beautiful. All right. So let's keep this intention and this energy flowing. Again, those of you that are just joining and interested in joining our light language masterclass, you'll get the recordings from Peru, as well as we are starting a brand new 4-week program this Wednesday. So this is your window to join and participate with us live. And you can just simply go ahead and type light in the comments here. My niece painted this for me. Isn't it adorable? We went to clay canvas and painted each other mugs, and on the bottom it says, I love you on the inside. It makes me so happy to drink coffee out of that. All right, so I'm going to switch gears here. We're going to go for a collective card because there's a lot of energy moving through this field here. There's actually 2 that want to come out. You guys feeling it? Are you feeling it? Are you feeling it? Alda, thank you for allowing us to read you. I do recommend for those of you that are interested in the entity clearing masterclass, you can go ahead and type clear in the comments here and you'll get access to those recordings as well. I know it kind of has like a scary name because people are like, entities. But let me tell you, if you have not ever done a parasite cleanse, gut parasite, internal parasite cleanse, and you haven't learned to identify when you have a parasitic energy around you, it's really, really important to do. So this will teach you the energetic hygiene that's really important for you to dive into. All right, so we have these 2 cards. Love it. We've got Come to the Edge. Just take a moment to let this one sit in, right? Come to the Edge is a very powerful prompt, right? It's a very powerful energy. So we're about to close out this year, right? We've got like 5 weeks left of this year that's been super intense, right? It's been super intense. And so the beauty of coming to the edge, especially at the beginning of this Mercury retrograde, it's like, how willing are you to really actually let go? Like, would you take a running leap off the edge of a cliff to fully surrender into the path that the divine has for you? Would you, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how willing are you to be in full surrender of your soul's purpose? How willing are you to be in full surrender of your divine path, of your divine plan? How willing are you? And I keep saying willing because it is your will. It is your free will that is activated to be in alignment with the choice of no choice. It is to be in alignment with your own divine will. It is to be in that full harmonious union with your own soul purpose, your whole reason for being, your whole reason for coming into this world to experience this human life, right? So we might as well really go for the gusto and see what we're made of and allow ourselves to be in that full surrendered state. Because I can tell you right now that when you let go, what is there for you to experience in the space that you make from the things right now that are actually not coming with you into the next phase. That's what retrograde is about. It's about going and unhooking all of the BS that you've been participating in that isn't aligned with where it is that you're going. That's why I love retrograde periods, because I like to actually go and do some internal spring cleaning. Sometimes the universe just delivers us the way that we need to see it in that moment anyway, right? So it's how capable are we of being able to see ourselves more clearly and give ourselves permission to be in that union with divine energy. And so the other card that wanted to come through here is blessed. And what a beautiful combination of messages coming through. It's like, come to the edge, allow yourself to be on that edge, allow yourself to feel the fear, allow yourself, like we all know, right? We've all jumped off of something high. You guys jumped off of something high into water and you're like terrified, and then you're like, oh, do I go? Do I not go? Do I go? Do I not go? I don't know. And then you like kind of psych yourself out. We experience that in our life, right? We experience that when we're falling in love. We experience that when we're starting a new business. We experience that when we're signing a lease, when we're making a commitment. It's like that feeling of being on the edge of like, whoa, this is kind of exciting. But the message here is that let yourself be in that full surrender. Take that running leap and just leap off, arms wide open. Let go of what doesn't need to be there anymore and allow yourself to be held. This is how you build trust. This is how you develop faith. Who here, I really want to know, who here has a really rock solid relationship with faith, with your faith? And I'm not talking like a Christian or religion sense. I genuinely mean the faith that the universe has your back. The faith that, this incense getting a little crazy. The faith that what is meant for you will be there for you, and what is not will let go, right? Faith is really an interesting thing, right? When we look at the balance of what it means to control. Faith is like the anecdote of control. If you are trying to grip onto life and you're trying to control and you're trying to manipulate and you're trying to get things to be the way that you want them to be, and it's just not quite working and things are getting a little bit weird and wonky and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, it's like, what happens when you let go? What happens when you let go? Oftentimes you will be faced with a couple of mirrors as to your own woundings, as to why you are trying to grip so hard onto control in the first place. And simultaneously, you'll see that you have the power and the balance within you to develop a deeper sense of faith and trust, knowing that the universe always has your back. That what is meant for you never misses. Never. And there's nothing that you can do to screw it up. Is it possible that an opportunity comes your way that you sabotage because you don't think you're worthy, or you haven't had the space for it yet in your life, or maybe the timing's off or something? Yes, of course, that can happen. And simultaneously, there's lessons in all of that. So there's beauty and growth around every single corner of what it is that we are acknowledging is here in our path and here in our purpose. Beautiful. So let's go ahead and do another reading. So if you are interested in being read, go ahead and type me in the comments. And again, I repeat myself a few times in these lives just because people come in a little bit later. So I'll choose somebody intuitively, but remember that take it as it resonates, and that these readings and these clearings are specific and intended for the group. And so as we allow ourselves to be in that divine communion with our own higher self in this field together, we're also contributing everything that we are releasing. We are in this field together. So those of you that were here from the beginning, and it doesn't really matter how long you've been here, but we're here activating the permission for each other to also clear what we are healing. That's the beauty of doing group work, is that it becomes very, very powerful when we are all consciously here saying, I'm willing to let go of my BS. I'm willing to face my shadows. I'm willing to face my fears. Oh, and I also have the same prayer for you because we're in the quantum field, and because you have the same prayer for each other, it actually amplifies the field of our capabilities of what we're able to release. And it doesn't always mean that you have to have that in order to heal. Obviously, I want to empower you to know that you can do this on your own as well. And simultaneously, it's just kind of more fun when we're here together, right? All right, so let me scroll through here. Siatria wa wa truan wa aya kia siatri kia siatria wa siatria kia siatria wa siatria wa. All right, beautiful life I have. Beautiful life I have. Can you go ahead and just let me know what your name is so that I can call you by your name, please? All right. Let's just take a moment to stabilize into this energy, because we're going to do one more. I have to end in about 12 minutes. So let's go ahead and do one more sweeping clearing and just feel into that energy. Feel into your opportunity to take full advantage of this space. I know it's kind of funny. You just hopped on here, impromptu Instagram live, but give yourself the opportunity to really dig deep and clear out that emotional baggage that you no longer want to carry. Beautiful. Okay, Alphonsus. All right. No, Zulma. There we go. There we go. All right. Zulma. Hello. Hello. Welcome, 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 my dear. Okay. Interesting. The second I tuned into your field, it was like I saw a cone of energy coming here. So you have like, you're receiving light energy, you're receiving information from source. I also see that your heart is beaming and it's beaming up. There's a constriction. There's a constriction below your heart and there's a constriction above your solar plexus. That is, it looks like it's not yours. It does look like it's coming from somebody else. It does look like somebody else doesn't want you to have your freedom. And on some level, you have allowed this. This can be a slavery past life. This can be a, that's what I'm getting. I'm getting that it's a past life of enslavement, specifically with this particular person. So what we want to do is we want to open that energy and we want you to have the full opportunity to take your power back. And so again, as I say, yes, this is a specific reading for Zulma and also for those of us that have any history or any history in our soul lineage or ancestral line, if we are holding these codes of enslavement. And the irony of it is that the matrix system that we are in is a slave matrix. So there is a lot of these codes that we are actually breaking to find our own empowerment. And so what we are going to do right now with these codes is that we are going to bring in an anecdotal energy, an anecdotal frequency of freedom and true internal empowerment. So here's the thing. Some people like to be enslaved. Some people like to not have their own free will. Some people like to not be able to make decisions for themselves. Some people like to be told what to do. That's where your shadow is coming into play. That's where your shadow is allowing this energy to actually be more empowered than your internal light. Nothing is more powerful than your own internal light. So you being able to fully embody your own empowerment also means taking full responsibility for your life. It means taking full self-responsibility for everything that's going on in your life and being able to empower yourself to make the choices to pull yourself out of it. So the whole thing also with the slave matrix and the holding on to these slavery codes also has to do with our addiction to suffering. That if we are suffering, then we don't have to be in our power. And for us to be in our power takes a lot of energy, takes a lot of courage, takes a lot of responsibility, takes a lot of willingness to show up, takes a lot of gusto. And sometimes it's just easier to be complacent. Right? You guys hearing what I'm saying with this one? Go ahead and put an emoji in the chat if it's resonating for you. If you're like, oh shit, I have some of that. That's okay. We're here together. We're doing this together. We all do. It's part of what we are breaking down in our own ascension encoding. Is that we have to actually break down the system of slavery that we have chosen to participate in. Our soul agreed to this. And that's okay. Because our soul also knew that we would hop on this live together today and have this conversation and actually start clearing the energy of what this is. Are we here for it? Are we here for it? Are we here for it? I was going to say put ready in the chat, but ready is also a link to the light language masterclass. We've got our code. We got our code words. All right. So let's go ahead. I'm going to take another sip of coffee for this one, and then we're going to go ahead and flush the system and clear this out. All right, my loves. All right. So go ahead, envision yourself in this quantum field with all of us. You can put your hands up to be in support of your own healing and in support of our brothers and sisters, and also know that there is a ripple effect. So the conversation we are having today is going to have a bigger ripple effect in the collective and in our inner communities, in our own inner world, in our own families, than we might think in this moment. And so I just want to honor you for your participation. I want to honor you for hearing the spontaneous divine call. And I want to say thank you for your participation in being here. I absolutely love and adore you. And again, honor you for the courage in stepping forward and having having this conversation with me. I really appreciate it. Okay. Siatria, yo kwa, huasatria, yo kionyo wa. And so what I want you to do as I'm sharing these codes is I want you to envision yourself in your most powerful light. Just envision yourself, imagine you in front of you, fully embodied in your most powerful light. Yo siatria ni ho'a kuapua setria ianyowa ha'akapuna kaya siatri, nianiawa ha'akapua satria, waniawa kua satria, hiakia siotruan wapua na kaya setria, yo siotruan wa ha'akapua na kaya setria, yo kiotruan wapua na kaya setria, yo kio siotruan wa ha'aya wapua na kaya setria, ni wa ha'akatria, ni akia siatria, ha'ikio no kuapua satria, yo siatria. Clearing energy of chains and constraints. Clearing away vows of chastity. Clearing away vows of poverty. Open and release, open and release, open and release. Surrender, surrender, surrender. Lean back, let go, and continue to envision yourself in your highest power. Take a couple nice big deep breaths. Beautiful. Nice big deep breaths. Breathe. Feel yourself releasing. If you need to create a brand new grounding cord, go ahead and create a brand new grounding cord. Make this one like 50 feet in diameter. Just make it absolutely huge and let go. Again, take advantage of being in this field, being in this space today, and let go of even some of the things that you don't even know about. It's okay. You don't have to go through the photo album of everything to let go. You can just simply let go. Beautiful. You're doing a great job. Just feel that cool, warming energy. And as you envision yourself in that most powerful light, go ahead and allow that version of you to move closer and closer and closer to you until it merges with your physical body. Allowing the light of that energy to fully clear and surrender. Any remnants, any lingering energy, unhooking 100% and let go. Beautiful, my loves. And just keep clearing, 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 clearing. Again, just open your field and release. Beautiful. And so one more time, for those of you who are just hopping on, we do have a 3-day light language master class that you can join by typing light in the comments here. And that is your prerequisite ticket into our expander, which is a 4-week program that's starting this Wednesday. Beautiful. Zulma, thank you for bringing this to the surface for all of us. Thank you for allowing us to witness you and to find our own mirrors and own matches to give ourselves permission to set ourselves free. Beautiful. Patricia, thank you so much for being here, my love. And just take a moment to feel. Oh yeah, you can type light in the comments to get your invitation for that light language masterclass, and you'll receive the opportunity to join the expander is just at the bottom of the page. You can connect there. Beautiful. And so what I want to encourage you to do, because today is the first day of Mercury retrograde, is just give yourself about 5 minutes to journal now, right after this. Give yourself about 5 minutes to journal and set your intentions for this retrograde period. What is it that you would like to see yourself embodying at the end of these 3 weeks? And then just know that whatever comes your way, whatever challenges arise, whatever hiccups, whatever shenanigans, whatever stuff takes place, that you can give yourself permission to actually accelerate in your purpose, and give yourself permission that whatever arises, whatever intentions, whatever triggers, whatever shenanigans, that it's there for your highest good. It's there for your support and your ascension, right? We know that we're going to experience uncomfortable emotions as a human. It's how we handle those uncomfortable emotions and how we handle the conversations with those around us. It's going to be really important. And so with that, my sweet loves, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me here today. Please also do feel free to share the Light Language Masterclass with anyone that you feel called to share that with. And let's go ahead and take a nice big deep breath. As we go forth, may we integrate the healing and the lessons received with courage, self-love, and compassion. Our session here is very much in love and very much complete. All right, my dears, I look forward to going deeper with you this Wednesday, and I'm sure I will chat with all of you again very soon. Just feel that big hug from my heart to yours. Thank you for being here today. I hope you have an absolutely beautiful rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Mwah! Ciao, ciao. And we want to share a big, generous thank you to our listeners who decide to become Monad Society members. This supports this podcast so we can stay true to our heart-centered vision of freedom in topic and expression. We are happy to welcome new members into Align, our community that meets twice monthly for deep dive transmissions, Build, our quantum business development for intuitive entrepreneurs from $0 to $10,000 a month, and Rise, our advanced level psychic development and scale your business course for high-level founders and CEOs by application only. I'm grateful that Monad itself is a sponsor for this powerful and free offering. So please know your invitation to join our movement is here and now. Please click the link in the description below, monadsociety.com/Sitara Speaks, to see what offering resonates with your higher calling. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Beyond the Physical. I hope you found our discussion enlightening and inspiring. Remember that this is an ongoing journey, and I'm here to support you every step of the way. If you enjoyed today's episode and would like to hear more, I encourage you to subscribe so you don't miss on any of our future episodes. Connect with me on social at sitara.speaks for more insights and updates. Until next time, stay connected to your inner wisdom and keep shining your light.